you're a lady in 2025 and you still don't know how to calculate your menstrual cycle length, you don't know your ovulation day, you can't even tell when you are on your safe or unsafe period. Well, this video is definitely for you. First of all, we are going to start with the basic, which is your menstrual cycle length. What is menstrual cycle length? It is simply the number of days starting from the first day of one period to the last day before your next period. And it has a range of 21 to 35 days. So if yours falls within 21 to 35 days, it is normal. But the average is 28 days. That is why most people, majority, have 28 days menstrual cycle length. Now let's demonstrate. So here is the month of May, which runs for 31 days, and then month of June. So let's say this person's period started on the very first day of May, and her period usually lasts for 4 days. So these days written with red ink indicates her menstrual days. And then on 29th of May again, her next period started. And because her period usually lasts for 4 days, she menstruated and entered the first day of June. So now, since I said that menstrual cycle length is simply the number of days starting from the very first day of one period to the last day before the next period. So now let's start counting from the first day and then get to the last day before the person's next period and know how many days it will give us. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That means that this person has 28 days menstrual cycle length. Menstrual cycle length. The mistake that some people make is that they start counting after their period must have stopped. Some people start counting from day 5th. While the mistake that some other persons make too is that they might even start counting from this day 1 and also include this next period. They will now stop at 29th. You don't need to include 29th because 29th now is now a beginning of next period, which you also count. And then for you to know your menstrual cycle length, you have to check this thing for 3 good months consecutively. When you check this month, you record the number of days you counted in this particular month. Next month again, you count again, you record the number of days. If within that 3 months you got the same number of days, that means that that particular day is your menstrual cycle length. That number of days, sorry, is your menstrual cycle length. Because some people's menstrual cycle length varies. This month they might get 28, this month they might get 21, next month they might, in fact, and those people are people that have irregular menstrual cycle length, and it is very difficult for them to even know their ovulation day as well as their fertile and unfertile window. Over to ovulation day, which is where most people make mistake. Ovulation is not always on the day 14th as people usually say. It is only on the day 14th for people with 28 days menstrual cycle length. So for other persons that have different menstrual cycle lengths, your ovulation is not on the day 14th. And before I forget, ovulation is plus or minus 2, which means it can occur 2 days before the actual day or 2 days after the actual day. So for you to know the date of your ovulation, all you have to do is to subtract 14 from your menstrual cycle length. Now let's demonstrate. So here we have menstrual cycle length and over here ovulation. And remember I said for you to know your ovulation day, you have to subtract 14 from your menstrual cycle length. So this is 21 days menstrual cycle length minus 14 gives you 7 as the date of their ovulation. And then people with 22 days menstrual cycle length minus 14 gives them the 8 as the date of their ovulation. So people with 23 days menstrual cycle length have their ovulation on the day 9th. This is how it continues. And that is why over here, 28 days menstrual cycle length have their ovulation on the day 14th, which is where most people make mistake because they believe that everybody should have their ovulation on the day 14th, which is very wrong. So having known that people with 28 days menstrual cycle length have their ovulation on the day 14th, with the fact that ovulation occurs 2 days before or 2 days after your menses. In this month, it shows that this person has 28 days menstrual cycle length. And people with 28 days menstrual cycle length usually have their ovulation on the day 14th. So that means that this person will be ovulating on this very day, day 14th. So what I mean by ovulation is plus or minus 2 is that it can occur 2 days before the actual day or 2 days after the actual day. Now, this is the actual day that we got that these people should be ovulating. Ovulation can occur this day or even on this day or even this day and this day. So within this time, you should be expecting your ovulation. The same thing applies to other people with other menstrual cycle lengths. Having known how to calculate your menstrual cycle length as well as your ovulation, now let's move over to the spicy part, which is knowing how to track your safe and unsafe period, otherwise called your fertile and infertile window. Ideally, your fertile window should be 5 days before your ovulation day and then 1 day after your ovulation day. But because we said that ovulation can occur 2 days before the actual day or 2 days after the actual day, we then expanded this fertile window for you to be on a safer side. So it is now 6 days before your ovulation day and then 5 days after your ovulation day, including your ovulation day is a fertile window. So you should not try anything unprotected during this period. Let's demonstrate. So let's say this person now has 28 days menstrual cycle length and this person will be ovulating on the day 14th. So this person's fertile window is, let's count 6 days before the person's ovulation, because I said 6 days before your ovulation and 5 days after your ovulation. So this is 1, this is 2. I'm counting backward because we want to count 6 days before this person's ovulation. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6. Now let's count 5 days after the ovulation day, which is this day. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So people with 28 days menstrual cycle length, what this thing means is that from day 1 to day 7 is safe for you. It is infertile. So if your period luckily ends on day 4th, you can have unprotected intercourse on day 5th, 6th, 7th and not get pregnant. And then also from this day 8th, this one circled with red, from this day 8th to day 19th is fertile. You should not try anything unprotected during this period. And then starting from this day 20 till the last day, which is this 28th, before your next period starts, is also safe. So we have 1 to 7 safe, we have 8 to 19 unsafe, and then we have again 20 to 28 safe again. Do we understand? Reason being that sperm lasts in a woman's body for 5 good days. So even if you had unprotected intercourse on the day 7, so this is day 1 of the sperm surviving in this woman's body, this is day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. By this day 5, the sperm must have died at this 11th. And because we said ovulation can occur, remember this is the ovulation day, and because we said ovulation can occur 2 days before the actual day, that means even if this person should ovulate on this 12th or 13th or 14th, there is no egg to be fertilized, so they are not going to get pregnant. Also, imagine if ovulation occurred on the day 15th or 16th. That means on the day 17th, this egg will die off because the egg lasts just for 24 hours. But to be on the safer side, we added this extra 2 days. So anything from this 20 till your next period is safe. You can have unprotected intercourse within this period if you have 28 days menstrual cycle length and not get pregnant. Then for people with other menstrual cycle length, it is the same method. First of all, know your menstrual cycle length, know your ovulation day, then count 6 days before your ovulation day, and then count 5 days after your ovulation day. That 6 days, starting from that 6 days before your ovulation day, including your ovulation day, and also the 5 days after your ovulation day, they are fertile period. You should not be careless during this period. Then every other day, apart from the 6 days before your ovulation day and 5 days after your ovulation day, are very, very, very safe for you. I believe this is very elaborate and you must have learned something. If so, why not hit the follow button, like this video, drop a comment and share so others can learn. Bye.